Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here at Heath Driving Test Centre, and we've got one of the more popular driving test routes which examiners like to go on here in Heath, Birmingham. So we've parked on the right side of the road in the first gear. Remember, start your observations from the right side of the road. If you're parked on the left side of the road, you start from the left. If you're parked on the right, start from the right. Reason being is because the last side that you want to basically check out is where the traffic is going to be flowing from. So let's start. First gear, look around, make sure it's safe. Yep, seems okay. I'll give a signal because I can't see past that red car, just in case somebody is coming, leaning over in my seat, and away we go. Okay, so at the end of the road we're going to be turning left onto Henlow Road in the third gear. So at the end of the road on this particular junction, there's no marked give-way line, so you've just got to be a good judge of where it's going to be. So I've checked my mirrors, given a nice signal, and I'm using my brake, clutch in. It's a nice wide road, so I'm going to take it all the way to the end. It seems okay, it seems safe, it seems good to go in second. And as you've just witnessed, I've had a look quite a few times on both sides just to make sure it's safe, and the speed of my car allowed me to do so. So here the road's quite narrow, you've got parked cars on the right hand side, so keep the speed nice and slow. You've also got speed bumps here, so I'll keep it in second gear. You've got the end of the road coming up quite soon, so I just keep it in second gear throughout. Check my mirrors, I'll give a signal about here. It's slightly uphill, but I'm going to have to use my brake a little, and then back into first gear because it seems like a closed junction, plus with the hill I'm going to need the power of first gear. Now, I can't see much around this black car. There is a car coming now, I can see, so I've kept my speed quite slow, and away we go. Now the reason I didn't just, well, you could just turn into the road and then sort of have a look around the black car, but the reason why I've not done that is because I've just wanted to go around the whole car in one movement. It's easier that way for me to leave enough clearance around that parked car. Okay, but you can do it the other way, but you'll just have to turn a little bit more than what I've turned. Okay, end of the road left, check my mirrors, get a signal about here. There is a parked car, well not a parked car, but a learner looking to turn right, so I'll stop just here, ensuring that I'm leaving tires on tarmac, enough space between myself and them. It might take a moment to move off because it is a very busy junction. It's quite difficult to turn right from here, so if you are having to turn right from here, just be careful. Okay, no, I was going to say there might be a gap. Okay, this seems like a gap. The brake lights have turned off and they're rolling away. Another lane is coming. Now, there's quite a few cars on my right hand side. Now you might have noticed I mentioned that the learner's brake lights have turned off, so I'm not just looking at the car, whether it's going to go, whether it's going or not. I'm trying to anticipate whether they're going. So if the brake lights turn off, that means the foot's come off the brake and the right foot's probably hovering over the gas, or maybe giving it a little bit of gas. The only reason they do that is because it's either safe or it's almost safe for them to go, and they're going to basically move off. Okay, here, two lanes. I've moved straight over into the right lane because I've seen that bus lane sign, and the bus lane is currently operational. Monday, 2:30, so definitely operational. We're going to be turning right, fourth exit on the roundabout ahead. So I'm going to keep it in the rightmost lane, check my mirrors, I'll just stop it here because the lights have just turned red. And I don't need to give a signal just here, although up ahead the lane does say I can only turn right, so I'm thinking, could somebody be confused as I'm going around the roundabout? Yeah, so I'll give a signal. So I've checked my mirrors again, giving that right signal. I'm looking through the gaps in the bushes on my right hand side here. There wasn't any opportunity to go, but if there was, I would have probably been able to go there. And keep in mind, now this is a tricky roundabout because the lanes can confuse people here. So first exit, second exit, third exit coming up. I'm not going to go into the hatch markings, check my mirrors, and signal just as I'm going past the third exit, and here's my fourth exit. It's lane. I will up a bit of speed because it is 30 miles an hour here. And now further up is 20, so I'm going to reduce my speed. I'm doing now 22 and 20. Not much to talk about here currently. All you got to remember, it's a 20-mile-an-hour road, and you've got signs reminding you on the floor and up on the lampposts. There is a couple of roundabouts up here, and we're just going to start looking. I can see the sign up here that there's a roundabout coming up. So I'm just using my brake, just keep my speed at 20 miles an hour because I'm going down the road. I don't want to pick up speed. I'm going to turn right at this roundabout. So check my mirrors, give a right signal. Seems to be safe on my right. There's a bus coming from ahead, but it is my right away. Keep it nice and slow. And no need for an exit signal because we are in a minor roundabout, or a mini roundabout rather. Okay. Keep my speed slow here just to allow them to pass. And once it's safe, move over to the middle of the road. We'll be turning left just up here now. So check my mirrors, give that left signal. Again, there's no markings here, but just because I'm familiar with the layout of the road, I know it's a left turn. Not in the sense that I'm familiar with the roads necessarily. I'm familiar with the way the shape of the junction is. It's like a T junction, but I'm coming from the tip of the T, if that makes sense. I'm not coming in from the middle of the T. Okay, so at the end of the road, I'm going to be turning right. Seems fairly safe. Now, I've not seen any other speed signs apart from that 20, the previous 20 that we've seen. Now, even if you've missed it and you feel like, it might be 30 here, I mean, you can't really do 30 here, can you, because of the parked cars. And there are certain places where you might be able to do 30. But again, there's more parked cars further up, and there's another sign for a mini roundabout on which we're going to be turning right. So it seems safe. There is somebody stepping into the road. He's going to get into his car. So I'm leaving one door length. Okay. Check mirrors, signal right. And then back on to what's going again. So that roundabout was quite narrow in the sense that the space around that roundabout was quite narrow. It was very difficult for me to go all the way around. I tried to keep my speed as slow as possible. The back wheels might have gone over. It's a flat roundabout, so obviously it's flat because it's difficult to go around. So if you do end up going slightly over it, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, further up we've got some pedestrian lights. There doesn't seem to be anybody looking to cross, although, yep, the wait sign has not been an issue either. Now, we've got a couple of signs coming up ahead. Pedestrian crossing, controlled by lights, and staggered junction. So there's my staggered junction. There's a couple of vehicles looking to get into this road, but they are going to stop. And again, nobody's looking to cross on the pedestrian crossing. So I'm going to keep going up ahead. Roundabout, we're going straight on. Seems safe. I'm getting into third gear just because I'm going to reduce my speed slightly because I'm doing a roundabout, but I don't have to reduce it dramatically. So third gear was fine there. Another set of lights up ahead I can just make out on my right hand side. They've just turned red, so I'm going to keep my speed nice and slow because I know I'll probably be stopping. Or if I'm slow enough, they might turn green by the time I get there, and I might be able to continue if the cars ahead of me go, which it does not look like they're going to be going. So I'm just crawling very, very slowly and just continuing on now. Now the roundabout up ahead, passing through the roundabout, I'm going to be going first exit left, so I'll keep it the left lane, left signal on. Yep, seems safe. I can go one, go, I don't have to stop. Into the new road. And I can tell my signal off wasn't turned off early enough. Now we are going down. So just keep going 9 more speed here. We don't want to pick up too much speed. Another pedestrian crossing, nobody's crossing. Carry on. It doesn't look like the narrowest of bends, but it can cause risk if you're coming too quick. Just be aware of that particular bend there. Now I can see a roundabout sign coming up. We're going to be going second exit straight on. Well, third exit straight on towards Kingston. So I'm going to keep it in which lane? I'm going to look now. The left lane goes straight and left. So I can keep it in the left lane. Into first gear, turns into tarmac with the van ahead of me. It's a bit of a hill. Touch of gas and going. Just having a look. Seems okay, that blue car's going on the left, and we're okay to go. Exit 1, exit 2, second gear, check my mirrors, second gear. So I've checked my mirrors and changed gear at the same time. And then put a signal on before I've exited. And then again I'll turn the exit signal off again. Now we're in a 20 zone again, checking, making sure it's safe. Overtaking the parked car, zebra crossing, no one seems to be crossing. Back into my side again. And you can see just up ahead there's some signs telling me that the speed limit of the road is changing into a 30. Sharp bend coming up ahead. I know because of that those arrows there. So we keep the speed nice and slow. I'll reduce it up in second gear because it's a very narrow bit of road here. I don't want to be going over the middle line. So we must be back up again. And so remember, the road told me it's a 30. Back into fourth gear again. Van behind me is a little bit hasty, driving quite close. I am doing the speed limit, so I've got no reason to worry. The road's quite clear up ahead of me. Looking around the bend, yeah, seems safe. Now, up ahead I can see a sign telling me there's a crossroad coming up, and I'm going to be going left here, so I'll give a left signal. Slightly earlier than what I would normally give, just because of the van behind me is quite close and he's driving quite quick, so just to let him know to back off before I end up slowing down. At the end of the road at the lights, we're going to be taking the left, check the mirrors. Seems okay. Get the signal left now. There you go. Lights have turned green straight away, so I'll continue going. Back into second. Stop here. Give a signal. Start reducing my speed. Could I go before that car? Possibly. No. A little bit too quick. Just remember, if you can walk across the road, the entirety of the road, then you can drive across. Although, I mean, that was a bit close, could have gone. If you're going to test, I mean, you probably don't want to risk it, because if you start rushing about, you might end up stalling, you might end up causing more issues for yourself. So that was one of those situations where it's, if you're really confident, you can go, maybe go. But you could just stay there. Now, we are going to be turning right, just up here now. Mirrors, give that right signal. This one seems safe. I'm looking far up ahead of the road. I know it's safe. Nobody's coming in the second gear. We're going to got another giveaway here to turn right at. Seems safe. Carry on. first gear because the lights are currently red. Okay, there's still green. Cars on the right hand side, our side's fairly safe, no parked cars on the outside, no oncoming vehicles in our lane, so we can do the speed limit which is 30, in fourth gear just driving along, looking at my limit point, which is quite far, so it's pretty safe for me to do the speed limit. Nobody's overtaking me, move over to the middle, overtake this black car, back over to the left again. Now there's a bunch of kids on the road riding around on bikes in my lane, so it looks like I might have to overtake it and safe. We're moving over to the right side. Be careful with kids around here because it's not a road where you're going to have a lot of car traffic, so there are obviously teenagers, kids and whatnot on bikes, simply because it's a quiet area. But this is usually one of the routes which they'll choose if your test is during traffic heavy hours, because of obviously the lack of cars on this particular stretch. On the left here, it seems okay on my right. In second gear, I'm gonna go perfectly fine. Now, along these roads, they would be parking you up, obviously, pulling you up on the left, keeping the road. Right further up now, just past this bus stop, so I'm checking my mirrors nice and early. I know there's nobody around, so I don't need to check them again, and when I'm close enough I'll give a signal. The van coming up ahead of me, will I cross the road when I get there? No, certainly not. Back into first, halfway in this road, and there we go. Into second gear straight away. End of the road, turn left. Check my mirrors already. Give that left signal. Now this seems to be a closed junction. It seems a little bit busier than the previous roads that I've been on. So your mind will be sort of patterned into thinking now, at this stage, after driving there, that it's really, really quiet. Okay, so pay attention. Make sure you see the hazard line in the road, make sure you see the cars coming and think, okay, well now it's changing, and then so start changing the way that you're driving. Don't get too complacent. Currently speed limit's still 30. When coming up, my limit point's quite close, and now I've just seen my limit point push away from me. Now just in the distance I can see in the right hand side national speed limit sign, so I'll pop it down to 30 again, because up that hill my car has reduced its speed, so I'll start bringing my speed up just as I go past this sign. There we go. So the national speed limit on a single carriageway is 60 and a dual carriageway is 70. So I can, if it's safe, we can actually go up to 60 miles an hour. And if you've missed that sign, you can just bend slightly, they're not big bends, you know what I mean? So it's not big of an excuse for you to do like 30 and whatnot. I'm getting to 5th now that I'm reaching 50 miles an hour, 52. Just mindful of these vans here, I don't want any workers to be stepping out into the road as I'm doing 55, 56 now, 57. So it could be dangerous, so maybe do think about reducing speed. Keep an eye out at the vans for workers stepping out. So I'm just messing a little bit more because my limit point's just come a bit closer to me now. And there's a junction to my left, the limit point's gone further away, it's a little bit more speed, so I've got back to 4th gear again. Again, so I'll reduce my speed. So these solid white lines, what do they stand for? Does anyone know what they stand for? What can you do, what can't you do when you've got double solid lines or even a single solid line on your side? Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think they stand for? And why are they there? Again, it's a national speed limit road here. I've not seen any other signs. There's no hazard line. These are the type of roads that you get in rural areas. Whereby it's national speed limit. It might not be safe to do 60, you know. Roads are quite narrow. You might have a tractor coming round a bend you won't see until the last moment. So just be wary of these things. You might have horse riders, you know, you might have cows crossing the road, you might have a bunch of ducks on the road. Just keep an eye on those things, obviously. Speak to an instructor when you do these type of roads. Have these discussions, understand what you need to be doing, you know. Complacency is the biggest killer of passing. A lot of people I know, a lot of clients very close to passing, they lose focus. Warning me that there's a stop sign coming up and I can just make it out in the distance now, and I'm going to be turning left, speed limit changed to 30. So I'll give a left signal. Okay, that was a bit of an early left signal because I've got that road to my, or that entry point to my right, to my left, sorry. So that would be a minor mistake. I've completely stopped, have a look. Yeah, seems safe. If you can't see, lean forward in your seat, get a bit further forward with your car. Still 30 mile an hour road here currently, but up ahead it does become 60 again. Why? Because it's a single carriageway and it says national speed limit. So I'm just holding it at 30 here, and I'll start building it back to 60 again if it's safe. Currently seems okay, just start building up my speed a bit further. The limit point's quite close, so I'll start reducing my speed a little bit. And the speed available. Then coming up, so getting close to my limit point again, so I'll start reducing my speed ever so slightly. I'm doing what, 37 now? It seems safe. I'm leaning over slightly in my seat, I'm trying to gauge a better view. Limit point still not as far as I'd like it to be for me to do 60 on a 60 road. In a dual carriageway, in a single carriageway, on a windy, bendy road such as this. Now I've just made out another learner coming up towards me from the other side, so I'm going to keep my speed slow just because it's a bend. And we'll go back up again. I think we're on it, so I'm pretty sure I saw high vis in the passenger seat. And I've gone back up to 50 miles an hour again, it's straight. Seems safe. Limit point's still quite far from me, from where I'm sitting. It might not seem so on the camera, but it is from where I'm sitting. And the limit point's very far away, all the way to the end of the road. So I'll keep my speed up. I'm doing 50 now. So I'll keep it at 50. And I'll start reducing it now, checking my mirrors, just because I'm getting closer and closer to the end of the road. Now we just hit the end of the road, there's an arrow telling me I can only turn left. won't, my chances, well, my guesses are they won't give you an instruction here. Here's a slip road. A lot of people tend to get, what a look here. They end up stopping there, looking for a gap to go. Use a slip road. I remember a couple of years ago, somebody did fail with me for not using the slip road. My signal did come on later, because I'm obviously speaking and stuff, so I missed my signal. But do put a signal on as soon as you get to the slip road. Check your mirrors, signal, and obviously carry on driving ahead. Obviously use common sense when it comes to speed. And again, practice makes perfect, so make sure you get this practice. And now I can use the left lane, I thought I could. So put it in the left lane. We can take second exit, which I will be taking into third gear. Seems okay. It's a nice and wide road, and my speed's there. Always going to be similar. National speed limit again. And this is a dual carriageway, so I know it's going to be 70. So I'll keep the third gear for a minute. Start picking up a bit of speed. Get to 50. Into fourth gear. 55. 57. 59. I know I'm going to have to overtake that golf ahead of me, right?